It's the last show of the year, so let's talk about what we did in 2022, shall we? Let's go. It's Friday, December 30th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is Dirt Tracker Daily. I've got a few racing things for you on this final daily show of 2022, and then we'll talk some Dirt Tracker numbers. So first, if you're keeping an eye on Tulsa, we're already off and running with shootout action today inside the expo. Got some alphabet soup today for stock non-wing, plus B's and C's for junior sprints. There's also a full slate of qualifiers for outlaw non-wing, stock non-wing, winged outlaw, and A-class. If you want to watch through Saturday Night, Flow Racing is the spot. Make sure to also follow Wikipedia on Twitter and the Tulsa Shootout for any social media updates. And we're hoping today for a speedy recovery for flagman Terry Maddox. He got hit yesterday right at the end of a heat race and was transported to a local hospital to get checked out. Sounds like nothing's broken, but he did need some stitches for his leg, and he was back in the building later yesterday afternoon to help out with other official duties. If you aren't aware, Terry has been the flagman for the shootout and the Chili Bowl for a long time and is also the owner of the ASCS. You kind of have that interesting flag position there on the inside of the track. Not a normal flag stand there at the Chili Bowl, but everything should be fine, and you'll see Terry right back to it soon. The shootout wraps up on Saturday with a full slate of racing, culminating in the features for all divisions. So a lot of good stuff still to come there in Tulsa. If you're curious about some sprint car results this week from Down Under, Justin Sanders was a winner at Eastern Creek over Ian Madsen, Marcus Dumsney, Carson Macedo, and Ryan Newton. Corey Eliason pulled off a last lap pass the other night to score the win at Perth Motorplex. He topped Matt Eggle and Tyler Courtney. And James McFadden picked up a Speed Week win at Avalon Raceway, beating Jock Goodyear, Jamie Veal, Lachlan McHugh, and Luke Dillon. There's still plenty more racing to come from Australia and New Zealand in the coming weeks. A lot of good stuff still to come, and we'll try to keep you updated as much as we can on some of those happenings down under. Since it's the final show of the year, I figured I'd share a little bit about the growth and some numbers for Dirt Tracker in 2022. RA asked about it in the comment section the other day, and I'm sure others are curious as well. And I did do a small tweet thread right before Christmas too, if you missed that on my personal account. These numbers are all technically as of yesterday because the YouTube and podcast numbers are a day behind. So these will grow just a little bit before midnight hits on Saturday. But here you go. For 2022, the YouTube channel will be right at about 2 million views total. That brings us to about 2.4 million for the entire life of the show, if that gives you any idea about the growth. We've done 141,000 watch hours for the year. That's almost 5,900 days or 16 years worth of watch time. That's crazy to think about. From January 1 until the time I am writing this script, we've added 8,661 subscribers to the channel. We started the year at about 4,200 and are closing up to nearly 13,000. It's still nuts to me, though, that over the life of this channel, 76% of my video views have come from people who do not subscribe to the channel. So if that's you out there, hit that button. It'll make sure you don't miss any future episodes. And do that if you listen to the podcast as well. Subscribe and follow where you listen. Reviews are always welcome. And if we segment out the podcast, we've had an additional 280,000 downloads of the show on top of the 2 million YouTube views. Combined, this month of December has been the best ever for Dirt Tracker, with more than 430,000 combined plays of the show. We'll end up near an average of about 15,000 a day. I don't think we did 15,000 in a month until almost a year into this. If you want to listen to the podcast, you can find it on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and anywhere really big places you do get podcasts. We did 252 daily shows in 2022 with an additional 10 conversations episodes. We did 3 live streams and then 2 other kind of random videos. That's an insane amount of content. DIRTRACKR.com did 45,000 website visitors for the year. That was up over nearly 200% over 2021. Site visits were up 145% and page views were up 71%. The website really started out as the main thing for this project, but is kind of morphed now into more of a kind of a kick-ass tool that I use, and I know others use it as well, to find news, and there's the analytics section, Dirt Tracker Plus subscription service for dirt racing stats. It's just more kind of become a tool to help push the shows forward. And I started selling some merch this year as well. We started out the year with stickers and eventually expanded into hats and shirts as well. Between the original sticker ordering process and now shop.dirttracker.com, I've had about 200 individual orders, and we've sold 327 items. I really appreciate anyone who has grabbed something along the way. It's really satisfying to pack and ship orders of merch that people have spent their money to buy. And I won't get into super specifics about money, exact dollar amounts or anything like that, but I will say the project is profitable and it has generated in the low five figures in revenue for the year. My problem is that I've invested 80% of the money I've generated over the life of the project back into it. So if you take my profits and divide them by the hours I've spent working on the website and the shows, I'm making much less than $1 per hour at this point. I should probably try and get that bumped up a little bit. This is not my full-time job, but maybe if the growth continues, we could do that in the future. I do want to thank Dan McCarran and MSP Mounts for getting involved with the show late in the year. It's been fun to help spread the word for him. Also, thanks to Rotor Ron for their sponsorship way back at the beginning of 2022. If you or someone you know wants to reach 100 or 150,000 dirt racing fans a month, I'd love to talk about partnering up for 2023. Give me a shout via email or DM and we can definitely chat about that. I do also want to give a special thanks to our channel members who signed up this year to go just that little bit further in supporting the show. Ty, Ben, Jason, Barry, Benny, Ed, Tim, Nick, Joseph, Tom, Dustin, Thomas, Jeff, Rick, Matthew, Kevin, Chris, Charles, Greg, and Rain. You guys are awesome. I certainly appreciate the added support. You can check out that program by clicking the membership tab on the YouTube channel or by going to youtube.com/DIRTRACKR/join. So there you go, a brief run through for what was the year for DIRTRACKR. Going forward, if you guys keep tuning in, I'll keep cranking out shows and pushing to make things better. Thanks for continuing to come along on this ride with me. Before we close out today, I do have a few more shop photos for you. The first few are, again, courtesy of Tucker Drums on Twitter. These are from Chubb Frank's shop, and Tucker said they are getting some work done on Boom Briggs cars there. Nice setup they have. Looks like plenty of Busch lattes are in stock in the Chubb Frank shop. Also doing a little bit of watching of the Tulsa shootout on the screen there. The other shop I have to share is from Lake M and their M Racing team that fields micros in Kansas. He says they have 3 cars. One of them is at the shootout right now. They run with the J Husker series and some now 600 races through the year. And shout out to his little sister Josie for all her help with the team. If you want to send me your shop photos to be shared on the show, you can DM them to me on social media or email them to info@dirtracker.com. Looking at the streaming schedule through the weekend, you've got the Tulsa shootout on Flow Racing plus Flow 24/7. Pay-per-view's got several shows from Down Under, including sprint cars at Premiere, Bunbury, and Perth. There's also Dirt Vision Now. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch through the weekend, visit dirtracker.com/watch tonight. All right, that's it for the show today. Have a good weekend. Please be safe out there as you are celebrating the new year. And again, appreciate everybody tuning into this show all year long. We'll be right back here on Monday to start out the new year and for more Dirt Tracker Daily.